Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And in this video I'm going to be showing you all the different status effects in Minecraft. So there are quite a lot of these different effects you can get in Minecraft. Some of them you can get through potions, others through the beacon, and some others you can't even get in survival mode. So I'll be showing you all of these today, so if you like Minecraft videos like this one, please make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft videos like it. But let's just get started with these status effects. So we start off with speed, and I'll be giving these effects to myself using the effect command every single time. Since then I can easily control the time I get these effects for and the level. So if I add a 0 here, that means I will get speed 1. So the speed status effect over here has this boot icon, and this effect increases the walking speed. So if we walk right now, we will see it will go a little bit faster than normal. Of course, this is not very apparent when it's speed level 1, but we can increase this to, for example, level 5, and that will become immediately apparent. Something else that becomes apparent is that our FOV changes, so it increases when you get the speed effect. And now we see that if we just walk, we go around pretty quickly, and if we sprint, then we go very fast. There's also Roman numerals that display the level of the effect, and here we can see that currently we have speed 5, and the maximum value you can get by using the effect command is 255, so that's the maximum amount of speed. Now it won't show up as a Roman numeral over here in your inventory, but it will just say speed. And also on the top right hand side of the screen there is the same icon for the different effects you have applied at the same time. So now we can see if we walk, we go very fast. So this increases the speed when you sneak as well, but it doesn't increase the speed when you are flying. So if we fly normally, this is our speed. And then if we give ourselves speed 255, we will see that this is still the same speed. You can also use the effect command to clear any effects you still have on you like this. And there we go back to our normal FOV. Then we move on to the opposite of our first effect. So the opposite of speed is slowness, of course. And as you might already expect, slowness will decrease your walking speed and decrease your FOV at the same time as well. So now if we walk, we'll see that we will go very slow. And of course, once again, this works the same with the level, that the higher the level of slowness, the slower you will go. So if we put this very high, we'll see that if we try to move, we don't actually move at all. So we're completely stuck unless we jump, in which case the slowness doesn't work, and then we can move around a little bit. Then we move on to haste. So haste will increase your mining speed and your attack speed. So as you can see, if we punch, our fist goes very fast. And if we move over here to this cross block and break it, we will see that it goes much faster than normal. And we can see this happen even more if we increase our level of haste, because that increases the mining speed even further. And look at that, there we go. Our hand doesn't even move anymore, and we can break grass very fast. Now, as I said, it also increases the attack speed. So let's grab an axe, for example. As you can see, if we don't have the haste effect, it takes a very long time between the different hits of an axe. But if we give ourselves a high level of haste, as you can see, the attack of an axe recharges super fast, and we can immediately attack again after attacking one time. Now once again, the haste effect has an opposite effect as well, and that is called mining fatigue. So Elder Guardians will be able to give you this effect when you come close to the ocean monument, and this one decreases mining speed and attack speed as expected. So now if you try to break this cross block, we will see that it goes very slow. And this is only mining fatigue 3. There we go, the effect goes away, and then we can break the grass block a lot faster. So this mining fatigue also affects the attack speed. It'll take even longer before your weapons will recharge and you'll be able to attack again. Then we move on to the strength effect, and the strength effect will increase the amount of melee damage a player can do. So if we move over to this pig, for example, we hit it once and it immediately dies with strength 3 and just our fists. There we go. But if you lose the effect and then try to hit a pig, of course it doesn't die. 10. Around about 10 hits for the pig to die. Then once again we have an opposite effect for strength, and that is weakness. So this will decrease the amount of melee damage the player can do. So let's do the pig test again. Here we go. So we have such a high level of weakness 3. And this means that we won't even be able to do any damage to mobs. So let's get a little bit less high of a level of weakness. There we go. Now we have just weakness level 1. And we still aren't able to do any damage with our fists. So let's grab a sword, diamond sword, which should pretty much almost instantly kill any of these pigs. There we go. It took 4 hits to kill the pig with a diamond sword with weakness level 1. Then we go over to instant health. Now this is a bit of a strange effect because of course we added here for 30 seconds, but it is instant. So that's not exactly how it works. So instant health will just give you some hearts. Of course we can't see this if we're in creative mode. So let's switch over to survival. But let's take some damage so we can see this happening. There we go, we've taken some damage. And now if we give ourselves instant health, we will see that our hearts instantly get back. But we also see that this effect almost immediately disappears from our inventory. So it only is there for a couple of seconds instead of the 30 seconds we gave here. So it's a bit strange, but if we do 300 seconds, we will see that it's there for 15 seconds. So I think it somehow translates the number you put down there to ticks and then thinks you have to get the effect for 300 ticks, which is 15 seconds. And so it's also a bit of a shame that you normally in-game never see the icon, but here's the icon of instant health. But of course, the potions of instant health only take 1 tick, which is not enough for you to see the icon. And then something interesting about the instant health status effect, if you give it to any undead mobs, it will remove hearts instead of give hearts to the undead mobs. So any undead mobs that get the instant health status effect will lose hearts instead of gain them. Then quite the opposite is true for instant damage. So instant damage will deal damage to the player, and the higher level, of course, the more damage it will deal. So there we go. It does 3 hearts of damage every time on level 1 and 6 hearts every time on level 2. There we go. Of course, normally with the potions you use for instant damage, you will only get damaged once. But here we did this for a longer period of time. So if you just do this for 1 tick, for example, we'll see that is exactly the same as what would happen if you threw an instant damage potion. And then of course, also with the undead mobs will get healed if they get the instant damage status effect, unlike normal mobs that will take damage. The next effect is jump boost. So as the name already suggests, this will boost the height of your jump. So there we go, with jump boost level 2, we can jump up 2 blocks. Very, very nice. And if we increase this to a more ludicrous amount, like 101, we will jump very, very high. And even these high mountains almost get out of view. And there we go, we land back down. Now if you do this in survival mode, you will see that if we land back on the ground, that we will take damage and die. So be careful with this status effect, because it could actually kill you if you get too high of a level of jump boost. But something else jump boost does, it also reduces the fall damage. So of course we did die from falling all the way that high up. But let's see what happens here. So this is not too high. But if you don't have any jump boost and we fall down here, we die. So let's try this again. But this time let's give ourselves some high jump boost. There we go. Let's fall down again. And we see that we take no damage at all. So also lower levels of jump boost will decrease your fall damage slightly, which can be very helpful in some cases. But once the level of jump boost gets too high, then the decrease of fall damage just can't keep up with the high jump boost. The nausea effect will make the screen wobble and warp. So if we give it to ourselves with level 1, then there we go, we get this very slight effect. Now, in the accessibility settings, you can actually turn this off over here. So this is the distortion effect. So you can turn this off, and then the nausea effect, instead of wobbling the screen, will make the screen partly green. This also is still there if you press F1. So this is of course because some people might actually get sick because of this nausea effect within the game, which you wouldn't want to do, so you can turn it off as well. Now, of course, you can also do this to a little bit more extreme levels, but I won't do this for this video. You can try it out yourself if you really want to get ill by playing a game. Then we move on to regeneration. So regeneration will heal you over time. So as opposed to the instant health, which gives you the health instantly, regeneration actually takes time for you to gain back the hearts. And this does this half a heart at a time. So of course, high levels of regeneration will make you regenerate faster, but the first level of regeneration heals you at this rate right here. So of course you can regeneration from a beacon, but at level 1 it's pretty slow. So let's turn it up to level 3 or level 4. There we go. Now we can see that our hearts get filled back up very, very fast. Then we move on to another effect, also granted by a beacon. It is resistance. So resistance will reduce any kind of damage, and the higher the level, the more it will reduce the damage. So we'll test this out with fall damage, but I think it does reduce any kind of damage. So let's fly very, very high up. This is a fall that should normally kill us. So let's go back into survival mode, and we'll see that this only gives us 2.5 hearts of damage. Of course, we are using resistance level 4 here, and if we get a resistance level high enough, then we are pretty much unkillable with resistance level 255. We won't take any damage anytime soon. The next effect on our list is a kind of resistance, and it is fire resistance, which there is a potion for, and it will prevent the player from taking damage from fire and lava and these kinds of things, which makes sense. It is called fire resistance. So let's give ourselves fire resistance level 1, just the basic fire resistance, and let's go into survival mode. We'll walk into this fire. We will see that we won't take any damage from the fire or the flames afterwards. And if we go into lava, there we go, no damage taken at all. So it's always very useful if you're, for example, in the nether to take a fire resistance potion, because you won't take any damage from lava or fire. Then we'll move over to the other liquid in Minecraft. So from lava, let's move over to the water, because we have water breathing. And what this effect does is makes it so you can't drown underwater. So let's switch back into survival and let's jump down here. Of course, normally these bubbles on the bottom of your screen would deplete once you're underwater. But if you have the water breathing effect, then these bubbles will not decay, unless of course the effect runs out. Then a very interesting effect is the invisibility effect. So let's give it to ourselves, and we'll see that if we press F5, we are completely invisible. So not only are we completely invisible in F5 or for other people, but we're also invisible for mobs. And you're only invisible for mobs if you're not holding any items or wearing any armor, since then of course they can see the armor floating around. So here we go, we have invisibility, but we have diamond armor on. And now if we go into survival mode, we will see that the creeper can still see us and tries to explode us. Now we don't have any armor on, and we see the creeper right here is not bothered by us at all. Only if we get very close to it, there we go, it will notice us and attack us. So even if you're invisible, if you get close, the mobs will still notice you and try to attack you. So still be careful around any mobs if you're using invisibility, especially since you don't have any armor on, and so you're much weaker than with armor. Blindness is a pretty obvious effect, because of course it will blind you. It will make you so you can't see much around you, and most of your surroundings is just completely black. And blindness will also, interestingly, make it so you can't sprint, and you can also not do any critical hits towards any mobs. So these are two side effects of the blindness effect. And then we move over to an effect that almost is the opposite of blindness, and that is night vision. So this actually increases your sight. So with any form of night vision, you will be able to see in the dark. So of course we see that the areas here underwater light up a little bit. But let's go underground, and we will be able to see any caves. We'll be able to see through any caves, and everything is lit up. So if we now get rid of the blindness, which it actually is doing right now, you can see that it is flashing, so you know it's almost running out. Everything is back to black, and you pretty much can't see in any of these caves now without the night vision. Then another pretty obvious effect is hunger. It'll make it so you starve faster, so you'll need to eat a lot more if you have hunger. Of course, you can get hunger by eating rotten flesh, for example. And of course, if you run around, your hunger bars normally already decrease, but with hunger they will decrease even faster. And this also increases with the level of the hunger effect, so let's increase it to level 6, for example. And now if you run around, we will see that the hunger bars start to deplete faster than usual. It's still pretty slow, so let's increase this even more to 51. And now we will see it going very, very fast. There we go. That's much better. Or actually worse, I guess. Then a similar effect to hunger can also occur to your hearts. And that is, of course, poison. So the poison effect will turn your hearts green and will make you start taking a half heart of damage over time. So higher levels of poison also do more damage. So there we go, they do damage faster, but it's still half a heart. But the poison effect will not be able to kill you. So it will bring you all the way down to half a heart. And the most common mob to give you poison are of course the witch and the cave spider. So these can bring you down to half a heart, and then something else will be able to kill you. But the poison itself will never kill you. A similar effect is the wither effect. So you can get this from wither skeletons or the wither itself. And it's very similar to poison, but this time it turns your hearts black. And unlike poison, wither will be able to kill you. So let's increase this level a little bit to make this go faster. So let's go to the wither level 6. And it's pretty difficult to see the difference between the hearts you still have left and the hearts that are taking damage. But there we go, we're almost dead. There we go. We can die by the wither effect. Health boost will increase the number of hearts the player has. We've given ourselves health boost 1, and this will give us 2 extra hearts. Now this effect is actually not used in survival mode in any way, shape or form, so it's quite strange. And if you want to know more about the secret potion effects in Minecraft, Java and Bedrock, then check out the link in the top right hand side of your screen to watch that video after this one. So then a very similar effect is called Absorption, and this will give you yellow hearts. So it's strange that these 2 effects both are in the game, but Absorption will give you yellow hearts, so 2 for Absorption level 1, and this will increase by 2 for every level of Absorption you get. So if we add it to level 10, we will see we get 20 extra yellow hearts added to our total amount of hearts down below. Then Saturation will not only restore your hunger, but it will also restore your saturation. Yes, very surprising, I know. So if we give ourselves some saturation here, we will see that first of all our hunger gets restored and then our hearts get increased as well at a very rapid rate. But at some point this goes a little bit slower. So there we go, now our hearts increase a little bit slower. And that means that our saturation has ran out. So if we give back our saturation, we will see that the hearts regenerate much faster if we have a high saturation. Also, the icon here never shows up in game. And you can normally get saturation from any type of food, but you can't really notice it since the icon doesn't show up. Then we move on to a Java Edition only effect, and that is the glowing effect. So this will create a border around your character, which can be seen through walls. And there we go, we can see our hand through the wall there, and this also can be applied to any mobs by using the spectral arrow. If you shoot something with a spectral arrow, they will get the glowing effect. And so for some reason this only exists in Minecraft Java Edition. An effect you can get by the shulkers that live in end cities is Levitation. So if any shulker hits you with their shulker bullet, they will give you Levitation, and this will cause you to rise up in the sky. Higher levels of Levitation will make it so you fly up faster. So there we go, let's do level 11, we go faster. Level 101, and we go very fast up into the air. Then another secret potion effect is the luck effect. This is only available in Java Edition. And it will increase your luck, so it will give you a higher chance of better loot and stuff like that. So I haven't really found this working at any point, but we can try it out once again. So there we go, let's give ourselves the highest level of luck, and here's the icon right here. Now let's generate some loot in one of these chests. Well, of course, that wasn't great. Let's try again. Here we go, we found a dungeon, let's give ourselves some more luck. And I mean, I guess that's okay. Can't really tell if this is super lucky, if this is the highest amount of loot you can get here. But it supposedly should increase the amount and rarity of chest loot and also fishing loot. It doesn't work like looting, because if we kill this skeleton right here, it doesn't drop anything. So it's not like we will get a huge amount of drops from mobs. So please let me know if I'm doing anything wrong there with the luck effect, or if it just doesn't work. But along with the luck effect, there is also the bad luck effect, or unluck. Also available only in Java Edition, not in Bedrock Edition. And it supposedly does the opposite of luck, since it reduces the chances of high quality and more loot. So there we go, this is unluck with the bad luck. And the effect right here, a broken clover with 4 leaves. But for our next effect, we actually can't be here in Java Edition. So we'll move over to Bedrock Edition. Since right here, there is one status effect that is only in the game in Bedrock Edition, and that is the Fatal Poison. So Fatal Poison is given to parrots if they receive a cookie. And if we give it to the player right here, we will see it will start to take damage, just like with normal poison. But Fatal Poison, as the name already suggests, unlike normal poison, will actually kill you. And it does say that you were killed by magic. Alright, back to Java Edition again. So there are only a couple more effects left. Next up is Slow Falling. So the name of the effect makes it very obvious what it does. If you jump, it takes a long time before you fall. So with every jump you do, going up is normal, and going back down to the ground just takes a little bit longer, like you're gliding as if you are a chicken. So along with gliding you gently back down to the ground, Slow falling also negates any fall damage. Then a very powerful effect is the Conduit Power, which you can get from an activated conduit. If you want to know how to create one of those, link is in the top right hand side of your screen right now. So the Conduit Power will increase your visibility underwater. So let's remove that night vision. There we go. No night vision, no Conduit Power. Now let's give ourselves some Conduit Power. And there we go, we can see much more underwater. So along with seeing more, you will also mine faster underwater. So let's go into survival. And once we land on the ground, there we go. We'll be able to mine faster underwater than if we didn't have Conduit Power. Well, that was strange. And it will also prevent you from drowning, so it will not take away any bubbles. And as you can see, if we increase the level of Conduit Power to 51, then the mining speed increases drastically. Another water-related status effect is Dolphin's Grace. This is only available on Java Edition, and you get it of course from a dolphin. So Dolphin's Grace will increase your swimming speed. So there we go, we swim much faster than normal. And so normally when you get the Dolphin's Grace from a dolphin, the dolphin will also follow you along and keep replenishing your Dolphin's Grace effect. So you can swim very fast along with a dolphin. Then there is a reason we have been next to this village for the entire video, and that is for the next effect. So if you defeat any illager with a banner on top of its head, or the captain of the illagers, you will get the Bad Omen effect. So for every captain you kill, you will get another level of Bad Omen, up to level 5. And this will also always be an infinite length. So there we go, we get Bad Omen. And in itself it doesn't really do anything, but once you enter a village, this will trigger a raid. So here we go. We entered the village and now a raid has been triggered, which will spawn in a whole bunch of illagers trying to attack this village, which you then have to defend. And this also ties in to the last effect we have on our list. So there we go, here are the illagers trying to raid the village. So once you defeat all the waves of a raid, you will see on top of the screen raid victory, and you will get the last status effect along with some nice fireworks. And so that's the hero of the village effect. So this will give discounts on trades with villagers. There we go, we got some beautiful discounts here. And it will also cause some villagers to throw items at you. There we go, we just got a raw salmon from one of these villagers. There's more items coming in. Look at all of these items. Very nice. Thank you for the pink wool there. And so there we go, those are all the 33 different status effects in Minecraft, both Java Edition and Bedrock Edition. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft videos like this one. I want to thank my tier member, the Smikkelaars. Thank you so much for becoming a tier 3 member. If you also want to become a member, click the blue join button below the video to check out the different tiers. There we go, I hope you all enjoyed this video and hope to see you all in the next one. So until then, bye bye.